It was 5 in the morning and I was just going to bed. I pulled an all-nighter with my friends. We were drinking all night, we were smoking heavily, and we were taking cocaine. This was a regular occurrence because as soon as I used to have the third drink, I used to want to get drugs. Everyone knew that the third drink was the charm. As soon as I had that third beer or whatever it was, I was like, right, are we getting some cocaine? And then when I finally dragged myself to bed, after me and my friends thought, you know, this was such an amazing life, we have such good fun at night. So there's all of us looking like absolute garbage, feeling like garbage when it got to like, you can see the sun coming up in the morning and we're still awake and we're thinking, oh, we better get to bed soon. We finally get to bed at like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd wake up a few hours later, and then the first thing you do when you wake up is think, I feel like absolute garbage. What can I eat to make me feel less like crap? So then that's when you look around, see what takeaways open. It doesn't matter what it was, Indian, Chinese, kebab. Think, oh, I'd love to eat that. Calling them up, getting it delivered to your door. And then you binge eat on this fucking high seed oil, crappy shit. Because that's what made you feel a tiny little bit better. And then you kind of wish to yourself, oh, I wish I never stayed up this late. I feel like crap. Why have I done it? And then a day, 2 days later, you do exactly the same thing. Is there any wonder why I was so prone to getting UC? Now, this is a common occurrence in the modern world these days. People are drinking too much. They're taking drugs, so it could either be prescribed or it could be obviously illegal. Eating too much fast food, smoking. So at the time I was smoking probably about 15 a day. But then as soon as I'd start drinking, it went excessive. So I'd have like 40, 50 fags just in a night. One of the most basic questions you need to ask is, did humans used to live like this? Is there any wonder why diseases are going through the roof? People are living like degenerates. They're literally doing what I did, drinking every day, smoking, eating takeaways, not getting enough sleep, too much phone time, not getting outside and exercising, in a sedentary life, literally in an office, sat down all day. Is there any wonder why diseases are getting so like huge these days? You're getting even kids with diabetes at the age of 4. It's a hard thing to do, but you got to look at your life and realize, what are the few triggers that are causing this? Is it the processed food? Is it the stress? Is it the connection to nature that we've lost? Whatever it is, people are getting sicker and sicker every day. And the doctors and the medical profession aren't helping people. All they're doing is finding more and more medications to give to people. They're not actually getting to the root cause of why all this could be happening. All they want to do is get you this medication and say, here you go, and then wash your hands with you. They make money off of you being ill. And that is the biggest takeaway from the pharmaceutical companies. Why would they make you better? Because then they lose all their profits. So why not try to mask things and give people these cures? When we all know deep down that none of the medication they give us is actually going to get to the root cause and actually heal you of this disease. And that's what it was like when I was taking all these medications for UC. I was taking, obviously, mircaptopurine, azathioprine, Humira, Vendolizumab. All these medications were supposed to be the cure to get me into remission. And every single one, I ended up in the same situation, either in a flare or they didn't work. I say it on the most basics of knowledge about our human physiology. Our bodies are not designed for this modern living. We've had millions of years to evolve into the humans we are today, but it's only within this last, I'd say, 100 years that technology and the way that we've lived has drastically changed. So this 100 years, our body has nowhere near got used to everything that's going off. You've got even the toxins in the air from all the cars and the pollution. You've got all the water pollution in our taps and stuff that we aren't used to drinking, like chlorine, fluoride, lead, all these other shits that's going on that we're supposed to be able to have every single day, just drinking nice fresh water. Now, if you want to know how I healed, and I've been in now clinical remission for 23 months, is in the top link in the description. It goes back to how we used to be prehistorically before all this crap that's going on in modern day. Now, back when I had my first flare up, I broke up from the girlfriend I had at the time. We had a baby together, so she was young, and it was like, well, that's like up in the air, what we're going to do, where am I going to see her? And then I decided to stop smoking and tried to get control of my health by going to the gym. There was a lot of stresses going on around that time. So some people would say that was an emotional trigger that caused the flare. And I have to agree that that traumatic event was a thing that kind of broke the camel's back. Up until that point, I've been living like a degenerate. As I said, I was drinking, taking drugs, eating takeaways. Is there any wonder when it come to that event that my body thought, fuck this shit? It had enough. It was like, you have abused me. You have literally treated me like absolute garbage for years. This is the last straw for me. And then that's when it went and caused the flare. But around the time, I didn't know too much about these emotional triggers. I didn't really think too much about how my diet and how my lifestyle was actually affecting this disease. Because all I got told is, we don't know how it happens, it just randomly happens. But looking back, I can see exactly how it happened. It was me treating myself like shit, and this traumatic event, which finally was like my body, nope, I've had enough. I am literally had enough, and that's when it caused the flare. And the reason I know this is true, because if you take the rates from people before to living now, how many people are getting more of these IBD like diseases, Crohn's, colitis, arthritis, all these autoimmune diseases? Because it comes under stress. People are living in a world where stress is a massive contributing factor towards illnesses and in their lifestyle. So how do you just got to look back at how people used to be 100 years ago to now. As time's gone on, I have really looked into everything that could possibly help with healing UC and what things could stress you out and what things could cause damage. As I say, it's the top link in the description, and if you really want to heal, then either subscribe and keep watching my content or get the full 90-day protocol in the top link in the description. Let me know if this is the content you like, and that's it for today. I'll see you again soon.